Okay, year 10, and this is the second and last lesson of the week. I hope you found that activity easy enough yesterday. What I've done today is I've added another worksheet. It's called worksheet 17, and it's just entitled Dulce at Decorum Wilfred Owen. So apologies, but it does seem to say worksheet 17 at the top, so you will know you're on the right sheet. So all I want you to do today, I know you're seeing endless questions in front of you, but I actually only want to focus on the questions in this first stanza. So you started to think about a few of the lines in the first stanza yesterday. And what I want you to do today for me is to answer these questions on the first stanza. And number one is, what is the main emotion expressed in the first stanza? Provide evidence to support your opinion. Why is he including this emotion? And I think that is really obvious. Now, I don't think I need to really tell you what that emotion is. Number two, then write an example of a simile used in the first stanza. Now, we only looked at the opening two lines yesterday and we already spotted two similes. So there you go. You want to pick something else, you can, but just pick one of those similes. And it's not enough just to say, here is a simile. I want you actually to tell me about the effect that it has in the audience. And you see, when you're talking about the effect that it has, you need to talk about the writer. So you need to mention Wilfred Owen. Remember, don't call him Wilfred. You can refer to him as Wilfred Owen. You can refer to him as Owen, or the writer or the poet. Don't be overly familiar and just say Wilfred. But I think it's so important here that you talk about his perspective, or the speaker's perspective, because I think you will find that he has used that simile or those images to put across a certain message. So please remember that. And then number three, where were the haunting flares coming from? And we're going to have a quick look at that before we finish in this video. I didn't really look through the rest of the opening stanza with you, so I'll do that now. Describe what the soldiers looked and felt like as they marched away from the trenches, and why were the shells disappointed? So that's our personification that we were talking about yesterday. So if you have a wee quick look, sorry, I'm going through that many different things. Yeah, if you look at the opening stanza again, it's all, anyway, that sheet we will come back to because we're not on to stanza 2 yet. So bent double like old beggars under sacks, we talked about that yesterday. Knock kneed, coughing like hags. So again, you could pick that simile or you could pick that simile. We cursed through sludge till on the haunting flares we turned our backs, and towards our distant rest began to trudge. I think maybe we got as far as there. Men marched asleep, so they are exhausted. I think that is one of the key emotions, isn't it? Many had lost their boots, but they limped on, bloodshot. All went lame, all blind, drunk with fatigue, deaf even to the hoots of disappointed shells that dropped behind. And when it talks about disappointed shells, it's personifying the shells as much as they are being brought to life and they want to attack them, and they're disappointed that they're not there on the battlefield anymore, or that they're being fired and they haven't reached them, or whatever. But what you need to do there, I'm just looking for your questions again, is to have a wee think about how you would how you would describe what the soldiers looked like and as they marched away from the trenches. And it's talking about the exhaustion and all the rest of it, that they're actually almost so exhausted and tired that they're almost, they don't even hear what goes on behind them anymore. You know what it's like when you're just so tired, you almost are numb to what's happening right then and there, and that's basically how they're feeling in that moment. So that's all I want you to do. I'm not giving you too much this way because I know you're getting caught up. Do ask questions if you're confused about anything, but don't go beyond that first stanza. Just those 5 questions. And if you could upload those for homework for Tuesday, I'll put a date on this anyway, and that's it for this week. Okay, bye.